that 39th birthday, and he is still scoring hat-tricks at the very top level of this game. Alexi Lalas, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Thierry Henry, Rebecca Lowe. You know him so well. You both played with him. Thierry, we have to treasure these days.
Listen, we said before the game that this guy and the guy that we're going to see tomorrow, they're both on the moon. And he reminded us why he is who he is. And Argentina also reminded us that they are the oldest. Let's not forget about them. But Leo is just different. It's just a different topic. So, as you will say, when you give the back to the break or whatever, like Cristiano Ronaldo, Harry Kane, over to you.
Zlatan?
I said it. Watch and enjoy.
True.
That's what we did. There was a day full of stars, and they delivered.
Yeah, they absolutely did, Lex.
Definition of a star is when everybody expects you to star, you deliver. And that's what they did on a consistent basis. But tomorrow's a whole nother day. And like you mentioned, whether it's Ronaldo sitting wide awake right now down in Houston, I'm sure staring at the ceiling thinking, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Or your friend Mr. Kane down there in Dallas. You're up, gentlemen. Let's go. Yeah. Bring the stars.
Yeah, we had stars today. We've got stars coming away tomorrow.
I was excited to see him, and like I said, it didn't disappoint.
I asked Patrick at half-time whether or not they were going to take Messi off and preserve him a little bit, and he said no, absolutely not. Messi decides when he comes off, and I guess he wanted to get his hat-trick first. Let's take you back to 2-0 in the second half. He's the one that's there. He's got the hunger still when Zidane spills it.
Yeah, the game started on the left-hand side with his first touch here. But what was quite really interesting is run inside the box, because this is where you can score the goals. But after the shot of McAllister outside of the box, he's the first one to react. And like Duncan was mentioning earlier on, they are all ball watching, but Messi anticipates. And then he managed to score the goals. Of course, again, I think Zidane is not going to be happy to see that shot again, because he should do much better than that. And Messi is the only player inside the box is in a movement, and then he scored with the right foot.
Yeah. Is that just his level of intelligence, Duncan, in the football pitch?
Yeah, he's well above the opposition, isn't he? He's such an intelligent player, and it was such a cool finish, wasn't it? His right foot, it's like he was just like, you knew he was going to score it, didn't you? And a wonderful reaction, as Patrick said. A phenomenal player, incredible hat-trick. Yeah. His first hat-trick in the World Cup.
Hey, let's see it. Let's have a look at that, Duncan. Were you as impressed with this hat-trick as you were with the brace?
Yeah, it's a great finish, isn't it? Wonderful finish. Great move. And they're looking for him. They're always looking for him. But the Algerian players are nowhere near him, and you always knew once he was in that position, that's going to be a goal. Top quality players finish their chances. And I always knew that was going to be a goal when he got into that position. But they're not picking him up. They're ball watching. They've gave him the freedom of the pitch. You cannot give a superstar the freedom of the pitch. You have to mark him. If you don't mark him, he's going to hurt you. And that's exactly what he did.
That was his 61st career hat-trick. And just a little stat for you, just quickly before we carry on the analysis. Messi scored more World Cup goals after turning 35, which is 10, than these players in their entire careers. Cristiano Ronaldo, Henry, Maradona, Rivaldo, Neymar and Harry Kane. Quite a list there. Kaz, you were having a little look at their build-up play, Argentina.
Yeah. I've enjoyed, obviously, the Messi show, but the combination stuff I really enjoyed. A lot of the time, you see that line there, I found them very vertical, the connections. They can do this flick round the corners, give and goes, or even up, back and throughs. But this was something that really impressed me. And I'm not a total expert on South American teams, but when I have seen them, this is a common theme. There's that vertical line of the combination again. Look, one player stretches, and then look, it's how do we find the GOAT? How do we find Messi? How do we let him do his thing? Okay, this pass doesn't come off. But it's a bit of a trend, and it's something that teams are going to have to look through. Again, how do we keep finding Messi? It's not as vertical as the passes before, but it's sort of flick round the corner. McAllister, thank you very much. There's the GOAT. You go and do your thing. Look, Zidane made a good save in this instance, but I was really impressed. We've seen Spain maybe be a little bit horizontal and slow, but this Argentina team, they're direct, they're vertical, and they hurt you.
And the example of where that worked was Patrick 1-0 and that brilliant assist.
Yes, of course. De Paul with the ball centrally here. And you can see that there's so many Argentinian players centrally, but they managed to find Messi just behind the Algerian midfielders. And then when Messi is in this position and he's facing the goal, the quality and his talent do the rest of the job. And it was a really cool finish from Messi.
I mean, Messi could have had 5 goals in it, he couldn't have.
Yeah.
He could have had 5 goals, couldn't have? He got one chopped off for the offside, and he got another one went through in the goal, and the goalkeeper made a good save. He could have had 5 goals.
It's a bit boring when he went off.
I can't remember another Argentinian player actually hitting a shot.
You know what's quite incredible when you look at this and you think about everything he's done on World Cup stages? He's never won the Golden Boot. And today was really a day for like the people who are in the race for the Golden Boot that you expect to be in and kind of around there, because Haaland scored a brace, Mbappe scored a brace, and then Messi was like, you know what, I'll just get the hat-trick.
That is the good answer from Messi to Haaland and Mbappe. And I think he will be there. He's his last World Cup, and I think he look in a really good shape physically as well. I know that he came out 10-15 minutes before the end, but he looked really in a really good shape.
He still glides across the pitch like he always does. And we were saying, is he going to be played differently? Does he look like he's slowing down? Do you see any signs of that, Kaz?
Nah, not from anything tonight. I thought he was... Even we would speak about sometimes the off-the-ball stuff. I saw him sprinting back. I saw him doing jobs for the team. Not all the time, but he still did his job. But the sharpness in the final third. But I have to say, the team made a movement to get him on the ball as much as possible. And I think I've seen France today, Argentina. Those two teams have been by far the best in the competition that we've seen.
In good shape to defend their crown?
Yes, they are, especially if Messi's in that form, isn't he? He is like a one-man team, isn't he, really? I know it's a bit unfair on the rest of them, but the minute Messi came off the pitch, the game wasn't the same. So, yeah, they're going to have to keep him fit, which obviously he showed a lot of resilience through his career. So, yeah, look, at the end of the day, Messi will have to perform, and if he keeps on performing, Argentina will be a tough team to beat.
We were talking in the green room. I mean, is it crazy to say, does he have another World Cup in him?
It is crazy to say it.
I mean,
every day right now that we get to watch Messi is a great day.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at that third goal, and the amount of times that I've seen that, especially playing against him in MLS, that's his spot, and that's the final, close to the final whistle here.
We're close to it, right? This must be the last.
Yeah,
kick,
we're in the
right?
final seconds of stoppage time. Argentina still
Here
up
it is.
3-0.
There's the
final whistle, my friends, and that is Argentina. Hey, Brad, we practiced this a little bit more. So in the pregame, guys, one of Brad's keys to the match was muchachos, and muchachos is around one of their chants. Now, Brad, I'll give him out of a 10. I'll give him like a solid 4.
4?
Yeah.
5 for effort.
5. Okay.
Yeah, 5 for effort.
So
all right, I want to hear your.
Oh no, wait. Actually, let's. Okay. Now I want to hear your muchachos. This is based off the Argentinian chant that we all know. Let's see. I've been trying to train Brad a little bit in this. All right, let's go.
Not been going well.
Come on.
Not been going well.
Let's give it to you. Let's go. Come on, let's hear it.
Imagine you're seeing Messi walk out right in front of you. And you're trying to start the chant.
Muchachos.
A little too chill for me.
This is not good. This is not good. We're gonna have to work on this.
We can only go up from here, guys.
Let's put a pin on it.
Only go up from here.
I hope so, because that was terrible.
Show me.
Sash, you go in a second.
Muchachos.
Why is he going high? Look at that reaction.
I am embarrassed. If you are Argentinian, lo siento mucho. I am so sorry.
Lo siento mucho.
I am so sorry. We got to get some Argentinian fans up here at some point. But is this how you do it? Muchachos. That's how you do it.
You didn't rally one fan. You did not rally one fan.
Some of the fans just left, actually. No, but honestly, come on. Let's talk about this.
Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly. Y'all be jealous.
Team, I think, made a statement.
Hey, if you're watching, put into the chat who did the best Muchachos rendition. Because I want to know. And you know what? I'm going to screenshot it. I'm going to prove you fellas wrong.
All right. Let's talk about the team.
Okay, yeah, we should probably. Let's.
And some of us doubted this.
News.
Some of us doubted this Argentina team, and I think they made a really big statement today. They came out from the first minute to dominate possession, to dominate chances, to get Messi the ball in the final third. A lot of players had really good games. I think this is a team that obviously they were one of the favorites, but none of us actually picked them to go back-to-back, which no one's done since Pelé's Brazil back in the early 60s. This is a massive opportunity.
I think that's partially the reason why nobody picked them, right? In terms of how difficult it is to go back-to-back, to look back at 2022 and see how difficult it really was. Obviously the final, but even as they progress through the tournament, guys, it's the World Cup. There are no easy games, and when you look at the target on their back or any of the top teams that we've talked about, that target is enormous. And so to be able to go and put together a performance like this tonight, I tell you what, they might have a few people that are scratching their head saying, maybe we should have picked them.
I think, yeah, we all should have picked them, honestly, after today's showing. But I know we got to keep on talking about Lionel Messi, but he also has an incredible cast around him. You know, we saw the likes of Enzo, we saw Julian Alvarez come in today, McAllister. We also, I mean, the goalkeeper, we'll talk about it. Even the first action that the goal was called offside, actually, Emi Martinez. Are we still, you know, do you think his confidence, not only in his recovery from injury, but based off what we saw, the very little that we saw, what do we think about Emi right now?
Yeah, listen, he didn't have much to do tonight. No. And the one action that we saw, obviously they're just barely offsides, but he's cheating and gambling to the far post. He gets a bit wrong-footed by the shot, and now he's not able to get back down to his right. And then it ultimately becomes a really good finish. And fortunately for Emi Martinez, he's just barely offsides, and the goal's called back. It makes me wonder the sharpness from training in terms of missing training and not being able to utilize his hands throughout the training process and feeling comfortable and feeling sharp going into the game. But then also the thought process, the mentality of understanding, I've got a broken hand, I've got a broken finger, and how is that going to affect not only the next game, but also his training leading up to that game, because he wasn't tested today. And so now he's going to say, where do I go from here?
And that next game that Argentina has is against Austria. So I mean, I don't know if he'll be tested more. I mean, Argentina showed a very strong team, so we don't know if it would almost be similar to what we saw today from Algeria. Algeria is a very strong team.
But like, listen, tonight he was called upon in the first 15 minutes to make a save.
Yeah.
And he wasn't able to make that save.
True.
Right? And we talked about the finish being at the near post, a good finish ultimately. But as a goalkeeper, he'll be saying, I need to do better.
Yeah.
He needs to be better centered and keep his balance so that he can't be leaning to the far post. And then ultimately we've seen him make that save 1,000 times. And so then it starts to wonder, well, why did it happen the way it did tonight?
I thought the midfield played great for Argentina tonight. When we talk about the supporting cast between McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, Rodrigo de Paul, tilted a little bit to the right side. I thought they all had good games, helping to control the match, helping to try to find Messi into the final third and give him time and space to operate. But in the end, it always comes back to Messi.
Yeah.
The game revolves around Messi, and all 21 other players on the field revolve around Messi. He is the superstar. He is the GOAT, and his finishes are ridiculous. His touches are mesmerizing. And whatever those fans paid for admission tonight, it was worth it, because when you show up and you want to see Messi put on a show, boy, did he put on a show tonight. He is still the best player in the world.
You know what else it revolves around, like you just mentioned? The fans. Look at that.
Amazing support for the Argentine team tonight.
Argentina has one of the most incredible fan bases in all history. They not only arrived to the stadium hours beyond hours prior to kickoff, but they're there even after, alentando is what you call in Spanish, supporting the team. And you know, when the players walk up to the fans and they chant together. This is bringing me back to Qatar, honestly. I went to several Argentina games in Qatar. In the last World Cup, I was blessed. I was at the final, and just to be amongst the Argentinian fans at those games and at that final, it made me feel, can't believe I'm going to say this right now, but Argentinian, because it just is just so, my gosh, electric. It's so inspiring.
Would you call them the best fan base in the world?
That's a hard one.
At this World Cup, they're definitely the second best, for sure.
Well, who's the best?
USA. 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 USA.
I don't know about that. I'm not gonna say I'm not. Wait a second. Believe me, I'm pro USA. I'm rooting for the USA too. But I don't know. We really gotta weigh these out. We gotta weigh these fans out.
These fans are great.
All the fans. I mean, we saw Scotland.
I mean, the fans so far, and this is what, day 6? And they have turned up in every stadium. The atmospheres have been unbelievable. We've been lucky enough to be a part of some of these. It truly has been a wonderful start.
I gotta say something. The other day I said it on the USA game that they won, right? That there were a lot of questions to be answered. Hey, Messi, 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 Messi.
They're coming out of the stadium. They're coming out of the stadium, coming to the set.
And the party's here.
And they're very happy.
Let's go. Let's go.
So I was saying, at that USA game, I said afterwards, when the USA beat Paraguay, I said there were a lot of questions to be answered about the team, about Pochettino. Well, actually, the same is similar to here. A lot of questions were being dropped about Argentina. There are a lot of questions about Messi. Can they go back-to-back? Is Messi full fitness? Can they actually do it? And just like USA, I know it was the first game, but this is also the first game. There's answers tonight.
Yeah, there are.
There are so many answers to those questions.
There were a lot of answers tonight, and I think they answered most of them in a very positive way. Most importantly, the biggest question was probably going to be, what's the health of Lionel Messi? Because we saw him in his last game for Inter Miami come off with a little bit of a hamstring. Didn't really play that much in the friendlies for Argentina leading up to this game. He looked perfectly fine. He looked above fine. He looked great. And so that's the number one thing. Midfield played good. Players around Messi understand how to play for him, understand how to defend for him in the toughest moments, so that when the game is tight and you need somebody to make decisions in the final third, the ball is at his foot. And when it's at his foot, it's almost perfect every single time.
It's magic. It's pure magic. But the one question they still haven't been able to answer tonight, because they were so dominant with the ball in the attacking third, is the status of...
Look at this.
Emi Martinez.
That boy just gave this to us. Look at this. Look at that. Hey!
The status of Emi Martinez and his ability to come up in a big moment. And listen, we know the type of goalkeeper he is in terms of his charisma, in terms of what he brings with his personality, coming up with the big saves in the big moments. We saw it in 22. Does he have that still in him to do that with the broken finger and with the lack of training day to day?
Even though he's a little bit injured, do you think he still has that in him?
I do, but we didn't see that tonight.
Okay.
So we didn't see that tonight. The one moment that he was tested, he was bailed out by the linesman. Yeah. He was bailed out by the assistant referee in terms of offsides, and the goal for Algeria was called back, and he was let off the hook. And so we don't actually know the full status of that. So I think for me, going forward, what does that look like in terms of his mentality, of his own health and well-being?
Yeah, so we talked a lot about Argentina, of course, and Lionel Messi, but what ways did Algeria fail, right? Of course, they're going against a very strong Argentinian team, like you said, has such a strong midfield, not only strong midfield, defensive line, midfield line, attacking line. Argentina can attack you in so many different ways. But when it comes to a team like Algeria, because look, we gotta think about Austria, we gotta think about the whole group. Like, what do these other teams need to be obviously aware of? But what do they need to do better in going against like Argentina and learning from today's match?
It's hard to say that they failed because all teams prepare in different ways to try to stop Messi, and most of them fail in a way, right? Most of them say, okay, someone's always got to be near Messi, but inevitably there are moments where he just hangs out and he pops up and he finds a pocket of space, and then he punishes you like that. Like that, your night is over. Your night is dead when he pops up in a pocket of space. What they probably could have done a little bit better was sitting really deep and clogging up the middle and forcing Argentina to play wide.
Yes, but Sash, listen, as someone that's been there and you play against him, he is so dangerous on the ball. And in those moments, when you sit back and you absorb pressure, you feel like you're being suffocated and you're not able to get out, and it's wave after wave after wave, and it becomes really difficult. I think, I talked about it in the pregame with Lucas Zidane in terms of his communication. Now, listen, that atmosphere in that stadium, absolutely electric.
How fun was that? I mean, how fun was that, right?
That was amazing.
This is amazing. Like,
Rob Stone in the house.
I'm sorry I'm crashing your party.
No, please do.
I caught myself like just being in the moment, finally. We spent so much time trying to be professional and look at our prompter and our rundown and what we can talk about. And it was just a couple of these just Holy.
Well, that's what we were doing, but we were sitting out here.
We witnessed it. I'm sure it felt the same in the parking lot, Sasha.
It was great
Thanks
on
for
TV.
rubbing it in.
It was great on TV.
Okay,
Clarence, what's up?
Clarence,
We got the whole crew.
Look
is
at
he still the best player in the world?
You know,
You had any doubt after tonight?
Oh, no, currently the best player in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he just showed it. I think when you're able to perform like this on this stage at this time in this way, I mean, just hats off and applause.
How do you stop him?
No, you can't stop Messi. You can try to stop the team a little bit, but we should enjoy it as much as we can.
Yes,
you guys
sir.
are doing a great.
yes.
Thank you, Clarence.
Yes.
Enjoy the fans.
Look at that. If you're all wondering where the party's at, it's here. It's here.
It's about to be a real party over here.
Stu.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
Ridiculous. I mean, I'm the same question I just asked Clarence. Is he still the best player in the world? I think he is.
Yes. When we were doing power rankings leading into this tournament, I said, there's an MLS bias sometimes where people, well, he plays in MLS, his levels drop. He's scoring so many goals. How many other players do you think have come to MLS and not scored that amount of goals?
Yeah.
A lot. You know, tonight was just another one of those, I don't know, pinch you moments where I just feel so fortunate to be in the position that we are in to witness greatness. And the fact that he delivers greatness time after time
He's
is
worth
insane.
the price of admission every single time.
Yeah.
If you
Literally.
show up to watch Messi, he delivers. And tonight, the goals that he scored, beautiful in different ways, technical, like the spots he takes up, the finishes, it's crazy.
Messi chance is always back here.
The party's back here now. The party is here.
I have an Algerian fan chanting Messi.
That's the guy in the Algerian jersey.
We did the pregame with those on.
Literally.
With those on. With those on. I'll hold this.
Yeah.
Are these Lucas Zidane gloves tonight?
No, even better. Just wait. Just put them on. Even better. So,
how do you function with these things?
We did the pregame and the halftime in those.
yeah, no, Brad, not we, Brad. So do you keep those on when you go to the bathroom? And he said,
I said absolutely. That's why I took them off. So now you got them on. Great job, buddy.
Well, show your real fingers here.
Yeah.
I mean, those are.
You don't want to see those sausages.
Those are sausages for sure.
This is the life and the working hazards of a goalkeeper. Okay? Broken fingers, crooked fingers.
just don't put those near your face.
It just happens. It just happens.
I feel like such a goon with these on.
Stewie, I got to ask you.
Welcome to the union, Stu. Welcome to the union.
Being inside the stadium, you know, we've seen. Oh,
No.
snap.
Yeah, yo, let's see your goalkeeper skills.
A save and a beaut.
If I throw this ball, am I going to get it back?
No.
Absolutely not.
Don't do it.
Absolutely not.
All right, do you think Argentina made a statement tonight, Stewie? Oh,
Hold
no.
on, he's reconnecting. He's
This guy.
life of a goalkeeper's
First
hard.
time on TV, Stu?
I'm so flustered here. I'm standing up. And
It's the gloves.
it's the gloves. I can't do anything with these on. It's like somebody sellotaped my hands together.
It was so calm during the pregame and after.
Sash, what were you going to ask? You
Brad,
asked me something.
Brad can do a lot of things with those on.
Did Argentina make a statement tonight, you think?
100%. I think there was rumblings. I don't know how real or they truly are, where people were saying, what's this team's motivation? You know, can they go again? They did it. They did it for Messi. They got their king the World Cup. To me, that's a team that's hungry again, of almost like, we're now going to be the third team ever to go back-to-back. I know it's a first game. Algeria, by the way, are a pretty solid team. That wasn't a throwaway Curacao or something like that. That was a competitive group, and they just were outdone by brilliance again. But I was also impressed. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Even when they're without the ball, John was saying at one point, you know, Algeria's stringing together a bunch of passes here, and I said, they're not doing anything, because Argentina, they almost have rest defense where they just kind of sit and they shuffle side to side. That to me is what got them to 2022. I know they have Messi, but not conceding goals and just being such a complete team.
Just have to correct you real quick. You called Messi a king. He's a god.
That's fair, too. Yeah, superhuman, alien, god.
Honestly, that's
unbelievable.
We were talking about his defensive rate, right? In terms of closing, tracking back, making tackles.
Yeah.
We normally don't see that. We talk about him having the freedom to kind of hang out and watch, if you will, the other guys around him do all the dirty work and the defensive work. But that's a sign that he's here for business.
Yeah, 100%.
And obviously the attacking side was one thing, but his defensive work was fantastic as well.
Wait, there's a sign behind is, mi padre tiene la firma de Pelé.
Do you need me to translate, man?
Yo necesito la de Messi. Yes, translate it.
His dad has the signature of Pele, but now he needs the signature of Messi.
Go off, Stu.
Let's go! Duolingo. No, it's not. Spanish teacher is going in. How fun are the Argentine fans, too, though? I mean, I made the joke pregame, but it wasn't a joke. I felt like we were in Buenos Aires, Missouri. Like, when you come out for warm-up, Argentine fans everywhere.
Honestly, I was walking around Kansas City this morning, and I said, I'm like FaceTiming with my husband. I literally was like, never in my wildest dreams that I'd think, one, I'd be working a World Cup with a bunch of Argentinian fans walking around Kansas City, Missouri. I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the environment inside the stadium, by the way. Did you hear the chants and the songs the whole time?
The entire time.
Wow.
Like 2022, I know what's going to happen. They're going to be in my head all night. Messi, Maradona. I've got them memorized at this point. I just imagine these stars, though, sitting at home watching each other, where first Mbappe goes, it's your turn, 2 goals. And Haaland goals, 2 goals. Messi's like, hey, Brad, hold my beer. That's cute, guys. How about a hat trick tonight? So what is Ronaldo going to do tomorrow? That's now the question.
Do you think that Argentina, we talked about this before, we're debating Argentina has the best fan base here at the World Cup?
Scotland, Mel, come on! The Scots and the Argentines together would be, holy heck.
Well, you know who's playing tomorrow. Colombia, Colombia.
Colombia's high on the power rankings, too. I'll give you
I
that.
know.
Who did you guys say, Argentina or the Scots?
What do you think?
We said USA.
USA, Stu.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Have
fair.
you forgot about the American Outlaws?
Honestly,
Stuart?
you let us down.
I did say on the broadcast that was the best atmosphere I've ever been at of any American game ever.
So this is a running challenge, I want to say. In our pregame, Brad tried to do the muchachos, right? Okay. Butchered. I mean, I gave him like a 4 out of 10. All right, Sasha maybe got like a 5-6. I did it.
Hold on.
Can you do it?
The look on your face said a lot less than a 4.
A little better. Don't.
Can you do it? Do you know it? Do you know that they are just?
I'd have to hear somebody singing it, and then I can
Muchacho.
All they're doing is saying the same thing, but throwing their hands like this, like they're Argentine.
Ya no es la tercera. All right, let's see if they do it.
Oh, they see Schmeichel. Get Schmeichel out here.
Come on. Hey, get it.
Many questioned whether they'd have that trip as they did in their first game in 2022. It wasn't to be the case. It was an excellent performance, no?
Indeed. When you speak about a cleaner, you speak about Messi.
Yeah.
Cleaner, clinical performance, amazing to watch. I mean, we still very much adore what he does, and he doesn't disappoint at all. I mean, the goals that he has scored, very, very beautiful, well constructed from a team performance. I think from this, it's a very good job in terms of how they start the World Cup. Having to look at back, this is a good start for them. But of course, he'll want to continue. He'd want to see the best out of him. And I think we will see the best out of him out of this World Cup. He's making great numbers. And of course, sooner or later, he's going to be that first player also to overcome Klose. So he'll be looking at those numbers. But equally, more importantly, it's for the team.
Stigger, do you feel Argentina were tested much today?
Not much. I think if you look at the stats, no shot on target for Algeria. We couldn't have been more wrong because we said Argentina are slow starters to the tournament. And what a performance. They've got 3 goals. They had a clean sheet. They were totally dominant. I don't even feel that Algeria tested them at any point in this game. And that is a perfect start for Scaloni.
In terms of Messi going into this, many questioned whether he'd still have the pace and that efficiency in front of goal, having been in the MLS for a couple of seasons now. That doesn't seem to be a difference.
If anything, it looks like he's still got the legs. You see he's still running at pace with the ball. This intelligence, you can't teach that. Just one drop of to the left to create the angle. He takes up such intelligent positions, but he's got the luxury of floating wherever. We spoke about the trio in midfield that became so important. We look at the quality of De Paul, breaking the lines through that midfield there, and then you can see 2 number 10s. One is Messi falling to him. He turns, and the rest is history, the Villa.
Yeah, I think also look at Martinez there, leaning there on that making himself a threat because of he's able to contain those two defenders on the other side. So it makes that space for Messi. But what the smallest detail for me is him back foot, then he's on the charge. And once he finds himself as a 10 in that position, you cannot stop him from there.
You really can't. And what a goal at top bins, as you described earlier. Questions to be asked about Zidane's techniques when it came to trying to do a better job with all three goals?
A lot of questions. Firstly, he got a touch on that. If you get a touch on that, it has to be stronger hand. He's got to save that. But once again, Messi moving to the left, he then puts all his weight on the right-hand side. So to recover, it obviously puts him at a disadvantage. But having said that, he could have been better. He should have made that save.
And let's see the second goal, because I'm going to ask you the same question. Should Lucas Zidane have done better in that instance? Because this is where we see Messi doing what he does. In fact, it was a team effort starting from the goalkeeper nearly at the halfway line.
And this is Argentina in full flight here, Villa. You can see them changing it up, going direct. McAllister with an excellent shot. So we don't want to be too hard on the goalkeeper. So they came through a number of bodies, maybe unsighted there. So I want to lean on not lambasting the goalkeeper. But the first one he should have done better. The second one, we'll have a better look here now. McAllister gets a touch. There's a lot of bodies in front of him. So maybe that's a bit too harsh to say, listen, that's on him. Yes, goalkeepers, when you're going to parry it, you have to parry it sideways. I think he was unsighted there, but once again, the genius, the anticipation of Messi, and the calmness with the finish, because he gets there, and then you're assuming he's left-footed, and he calmly slots it at the bottom left corner there with his right foot.
I think it's just a sniffer, but also you're asking yourself, the likes of the defenders, I mean, surely one should be closing now on him. Someone should be getting closer to him, because if he can't be just ball watching, because for me that was just ball watching from the defenders. Mainly they are watching, they're not helping even Zidane with that save that he tried to manage, because of, I mean, you will make those mistakes, but as a group, even though when you concede as a group, they won't say it was Zidane, it's a collective effort, but them not being alive to clear that moment, and then also not looking that Messi is very much available and very much sniffing at those opportunities, and smart enough from him, he's got that instinct that he needs the goal. The football goals are already saying there's the goal, and then he's in the right position to slot it in.
Does he need the goal, though?
He
because
does.
He's, as we said, level with Miroslav Klose on 16 goals in a World Cup. This is just the first game for Argentina. He's probably going to surpass that record. But let's take a look at his hat-trick here. It came in the 76th minute. Talk me through it.
It's just getting started, isn't it? He starts the move. The attention goes off him. They bring it back to him, who calmly slots that. You know what? He's got so much poise here. He's carrying the ball. He's looking at his options, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. And they always say the difference between a good and a great player is he chooses the right pass, Villa.
Yep.
And then it comes back to him. He gets a touch. He opens it up. And you're assuming it's going to go top corner, but he puts it at the bottom, and very little that Zidane, the goalkeeper, could have done.
You know what else? I think I've seen this movement happening before, not only with Argentina, but it's a replica of him being in the Barcelona. Jordi Alba will be in that same position, having to do a cutback for him in that center area. So I've seen this movement happening so many times where he just stands behind. He knows for sure that the defenders are locking in. They want to cover the box. But him making himself, then is able to do that. I mean, I look at the stats right now in terms of those. I think for me, the ball recovery, I think that's what's interesting. I would like to see the likes of McAllister, likes of the ball, how much they worked in terms of covering certain ground. But I think they were very much in charge. I mean, the 45%, I think for me, is the balance for Argentina, having to see certain moments, use those moments very well, and then it turned out very well for them.
Yeah, Vladimir Petkovic will probably try and put this game to one side. 0 shots on target, and they regroup again for their second game in the group stages.